being raised on a farm, there were 13 of us, and my father farmed all his life, and all he knew was farming. And coming up on a farm, it was a way of life. It was hard work, and back in the 50s and 60s, it was just hard. And we didn't have all the modern equipment then that we have now. And I remember plowing with mules and one-row tractors, and it was just hard work. And my desire was when I finished high school, I'm out of here, I'm going to college, and I'm through with the farm. No more farming for me. And then after high school, I got drafted into the military. And unfortunately, or I guess unfortunately or fortunately, I ended up going to Vietnam. And one day while in Vietnam, I began to realize, gosh, I wish I was on the farm. And I still didn't have a desire to really come back to farm. So when I came out of the military, I went to college. And when I finished college, I moved back home, not to farm, but to help my father. And I helped him on the farm for several years. And then in 1988, he retired from farming. And at that time, I had my own business, a photography business. And I had no interest in going into farming. So I just stayed in photography. And my father, since there were none of us interested in farming, he sold all the equipment. So then in '98, I lost my first wife to breast cancer, and my desire for photography just died. And then in '88, my father began to lease the farm out, and for 20 years we leased the farm out. And then in 2007, I said, I want to start back farming again. And it was just something that it was like I don't know, it's hard to explain. It was something that I felt within my I guess my gut that I wanted to do. And I went down to the extension office, and I talked with Frank Winslow. And I told Frank, listen, Frank, I have an itch I need to scratch. He said, Eddie, what are you talking about? I said, I want to start farming. He said, Eddie, do you know how to farm? I said, no. Do you know what to do? I said, no. I said, that's why I'm here. I need your help. He said, well, we're here to help you. And he said, well, we'll help any way that we can. The cooperative extension has helped me in so many ways. Number one, I had no idea as to what variety of soybean to plant or what variety of wheat to plant. I just thought wheat was wheat and soybean was soybean, but each climate it has a different variety of bean or soybean or wheat that will be successful on the land. So when I went to the corporate extension, they would tell me, well, in this type of land, this bean will be best, or this type of seed will be best, and because of the moisture and everything, that was good for that area. And then not only for what type of beans or soybeans to plant or wheat variety to plant, but also the time to plant it, when I should spray it for Roundup, for weeds, whatever. Everything that is involved in farming, you know, every question I've had, the corporate extension had been there to, I would go to them and say, look, I got a question about this. What do I do about this? And they were always there to help me. So really, without them, you know, it's no way I could have been as successful as I am. I know some more farmers who don't even bother with the extension, and their crops and my crop is just totally different. As a matter of fact, some guys were teasing me when I first started farming. They would say, you have no idea what you're doing. You're going to be a big old mess. You're going to grow weeds. And when they saw my crop, they were surprised. Wow, how you done all these things? I said, well, I just go down to the corporate extension office and ask them, listen, what do I do about this? What type of weed is this? What do I need? And they told me everything. So it was a real blessing, and without them, there's no way I could have, even for buying the equipment. They told me, get this equipment, you know, you don't need this, you don't need that, and they've been a big help all around. One thing I would like to see happen, there's a lot of African Americans who have small farms, and they don't use the corporate extension as much as they should. And if there's some way that A&T or NC State could help to get word out to the local small farmer that the corporate extension is there to help them out, you know, help them to be successful, you know. And it's not so much as for them to become a full-time farmer, but they're renting the land out for, you know, $40 an acre. And there's so many other ways they can use that land to benefit their family and get a better yield from that. So if there's some way we can get a word across to, and for example, we're starting on vegetable. in high tunnel housing. Dr. Baldwin, Keith Baldwin, is working for us in that project. So what we're trying to do is to get the local farmer to understand, listen, we have to change our ways of thinking about farming. Just raise the wheat, corn, soybean, for a small farmer, they're not going to make it. But for doing high tunnel houses or fruits and vegetables, it can become very profitable for them and their corporate extension agent. They'll help us out. So if there's some way we can get out to these small farmers that they'll help for them and they get a better yield from the land, I think it will be a good idea.